what is Akpabio trying to do? Is he trying to counter what United States of America said that is happening in Nigeria instead of them to actually fix what the problem is? Guys, let us watch the video together. When we return, we'll continue.
As the federal government continues to react to international condemnation of alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria, Senate President Godswill Akpabio has cautioned against portraying Nigeria's security crisis along religious lines, insisting terrorists and bandits target citizens indiscriminately regardless of faith. Akpabio issued the warning during Thursday's plenary while contributing to a motion on alleged religious persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Akpabio questioned how anyone could differentiate victims by religions after attacks, emphasizing that violence affects all Nigerians equally.
If you look at what is happening in the Southeast, predominantly Christians. Most of those that are killed in the Southeast, including the late husband of our demised icon, Dora Akunyili, the way the man was shot dead and everything, will you come and ascribe that to religion? I'm talking about what IPOP is doing. You see brothers killing brothers. Okay, so the sit-at-home that is going on Mondays in the Southeast that has almost crippled the economy of the Southeast is targeted at Christians or Muslims. So Nigeria has complex security situations, and we should actually go out there and educate people, because the moment they bring sanctions to breed poverty, poverty knows no religion. So for me, engagement will be the best. So when we go into executive session, we can decide to set up a small ad hoc committee to go to United States of America and engage our colleague parliamentarians there. And then to also educate them. Because if you see what these people are doing, most of them are outsiders. When they come and start spraying bullets from GP, what do you call it, or they throw rocket, they are not throwing rocket into the crowd targeting a particular religion. They are killing Nigerians. I don't know who will now go and sit down and bring out maybe the dead bodies and say, this one is a Christian, this one is from this family, this must be a Muslim. So we are facing a situation whereby these terrorists are trying to terminate the lives of Nigerians. No, I was about to look at your side, because I think a lot of herbalists have also been killed in the. Is there anybody that is opposed to this motion? Okay.
All right. Every Nigerian life matters, including herbalists, according to Godswill Akpabio there. Now, that was Senate President Godswill Akpabio arguing that, framing terrorism as a conflict between Christians and Muslims is misleading and, only deepens divisions among Nigerians. The motion sparked intense debate on Thursday as lawmakers weighed national security narratives against reports of targeted attacks on religious communities across various states. Well, Akpabio's comments, however, have garnered several reactions on social media, including Facebook, Instagram, and of course, X, formerly known as Twitter. And I'll start with an X post. This person wrote, Nigerians have been killed, both Christians and Muslims. This is a fact. However, it is unnecessary to constitute a delegation that would travel to the US to tell the full story. It is just another means to misappropriate taxpayers' funds. The truth will be told one day. Imagine Rufai Ayo, they want to send a delegation to the United States of America.
Is that not what they do?
Yes. And let me take another post that this person wrote. Don't forget that this same Senate screened and cleared someone who forged his certificate to be minister. Let's hope that their U.S. counterparts will not tell them what for. What are you doing here? That's the question. Gradually, Nigeria will have external intervention since the internal ones have failed to yield result. And one of the comments Godswill Akpabio made about IPOB and the Southeast killing Nigerians, which also is a fact. And I'll take a reaction from Facebook. This person posted on Facebook saying, your opinion is acknowledged, but we have to set a boundary line between secessionists and jihadists. Once you know the root cause of this insecurity, you will realize the Christians suffering the crisis. Because, he also talked about the fact that, these terrorists, when they go out to bomb a community, do we go out to pick out the find out whether they are Christians or Muslim being born. But you also know that the Christian Association of Nigeria has also debunked the federal government's claim about whether or not, Christians are being killed and all of that. I'd like your thoughts. Let me start with you, Ayo, since I started with you, Rufai, about Godswill Akpabio even trying to send a delegation to the United States to, sit with them and let them know what really is going on. Because it touched on how sanctions would affect Nigeria eventually if this happens.
I think that's the most what Nigerians are worried about the most.
Correct.
Because of the consequence of being listed as a country of particular concern. And this is the highest condemnation by the United States on countries that are seen to not tolerate or promote religious freedom. Nigeria was listed or designated in 2020 and were removed from that list in 2021. And like you mentioned, it can bring economic sanctions and some aid being pulled away from the country as a way to serve as a measure to deter this. But let me talk about Senate President Akpabio, the uncommon senator, asking that he might put together a team of senators to go to America. For what exactly? Let the facts speak for themselves. Instead of spending Nigeria's hard-earned money and our resources to take our senators abroad, can we fix some of the challenges that he himself highlighted in trying to justify that it's not a religious targeted attack? He talked about issues around people being killed, citing the example of Professor Doyo Akinyele's husband, very unfortunate one there. He talked about what happens in the Middle East and people being bombed. He talked about IPOB sit at home. These are real issues of concern, of security, whether or not they are religiously motivated. Can we sit down in our country and fix those issues rather than becoming a laughing stock in the world? And so a better solution would be for the Senate to come together and prefer or take a deep action, a specific action against violence and acts of terrorism in Nigeria against any Nigerian citizen. I think it's quite a shame as well, Oji, that it took the American Congress speaking about this, or people, whether it be the report that was done, to highlight how bad the security situation in Nigeria before we all begin to talk about trying to save the image of Nigeria and trying to talk about these issues when we already know that we have a problem in security in the nation. Please don't spend taxpayers' money going abroad. Let us fix the issues here and the facts will speak for themselves.
Thank God that Akpabio actually recognize that there is problem in Nigeria, problem of insecurity, problem of people going to bed and not being sure that they will wake up in one piece, not really because of natural disaster, but because of man-made insecurity. And we have a government who said that, they kind of said that if terrorism goes beyond 24 hours, that the government of that country actually knows what is going on. That they know who the terrorists are. Tell me why Boko Haram, insecurity and banditry have continued in Nigeria for more than 15 years now. Come on, guys. Boko Haram, terrorism, banditry, it has lasted for over 15 years in Nigeria. And I think that the major thing that brought APC to power is when they started campaigning against PDP, saying that if they come on board, that within 1 year, that they will make sure that Boko Haram will be a thing of history. When they come on board, it tripled. Okay, it continued. They gained power. Throughout Buhari regime, people were suffering through the first term. He said change and people were managing him. He said he came to work. He want to do some reform. He want to do this so that within few weeks, we'll start seeing the change. Within few months, we'll start seeing the change. 4 years passed. He told Nigerians next level. He entered second term. After all this thing, 8 years wasted. Now, his successor came on board, started telling Nigeria that he inherited a kwashokod economy, but he is the one that brought him to Nigerians. He is the one that sold late Muhammad Buhari to Nigerians. Now, he has done 2 years. Nothing to show on about it. Under his regime, insecurity has tripled. Under his regime, inflation. Under his regime, everything bad is happening to Nigeria. Please, if you've watched to this point and you know where Tinubu's regime have done well to affect the interests of Nigerian citizens, please kindly let me know. I really want to know where his policy has actually make Nigerian citizens' life better. Kindly let me know. Please do school me. Nobody is above getting knowledge. I really want to get knowledge to know the sector that he has actually fixed, to know the sector that's his policy is actually working. Now, our Senate president saying that he wants to send delegates to US to go and talk to Donald Trump or tell them that whatever that is going on in Nigeria is not about Christianity, that they are actually massacring everybody. So you actually agreed that people's life are being snuffed out, and you guys, whom your primary work is to safeguard life and properties, are just there telling cock and bull story. The other day, it actually took Pope Leo the 16th, the Pope, to actually send condolence to the people of Nigeria for the massacre that happened in Benue State, Yelewata to be precise. It is actually Pope that even sent the condolence message before the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria could even do so. True, what is happening in Nigeria is so disheartened. It is only God that will save us at this moment. It is well with us. I pray that one day Nigeria will be better, because we have all it takes to make it work here. God has given Nigerians everything that they need to make this country work. But our leaders does not want to do so. Reason, I don't know. Where I don't even know. They want people to be answering them, so they want people to be kneeling down and begging them for food that is in their own country. True. If they explain Nigeria give you, and you understand it just like that, believe you me, they did not explain Nigeria very well to you. Guys, I will see you in my next video. Like this video, comment and share. Turn on the post notification so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first to get notified. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and have dominion. Bye-bye.